Regardless of the reasons for working out, being shredded is a goal that just about everyone shares. In fact, six-pack abs are so universally idolized that even people who have never worked out a day in their life dream of attaining them. Unfortunately, even though every person is capable of it, the reality of the matter is that most people will never attain the status of being shredded, which is generally regarded as having a body fat percentage of 10% or below. While this may sound discouraging, I'm here to tell you what others won't. More specifically, I'm gonna shine some light on 4 negative things that come with being shredded that no one else talks about. The first thing that no one tells you about getting shredded is that you're gonna lose progress in the process of getting there. And if you do reach your goal of becoming shredded, your training progress will basically be completely plateaued and at a standstill the entire time that you're shredded. To understand the main reason for this, you just have to think about what causes fat loss in the first place: a calorie deficit. Simply put, the only way you're gonna lose fat is if you're not giving your body as much energy as it needs. If your body doesn't have the sufficient amount of fuel it needs, it's not gonna be able to grow and instead be breaking itself down for that energy. Unfortunately, muscle tissue is also a form of energy, and your body won't hesitate to break it down if your fat stores start running low. Of course, this isn't as big of a problem at higher body fat percentages, as your body will avoid breaking down muscle tissue for as long as it can if you still have enough stored body fat and adequate protein intake. But when you're down to the single-digit body fat percentage range required for being shredded, breaking down muscle tissue for energy starts to make more sense to your body than depleting your fat stores even further, as this could easily be fatal if body fat levels drop too low. As a result of losing muscle mass and overall body weight, your strength will also start to suffer. With that said, as long as you still lift heavy and eat enough protein, you should be able to maintain the majority of your strength, but it definitely won't be where it was if you were 20 or 30 pounds lighter than before. So, although becoming shredded will make it look like you've made a ton of progress, but the unfortunate truth is you won't be making much more progress at all until you start eating more food again. As crazy as it may sound, the second thing no one tells you about reaching low body fat levels is that you might actually think you look worse than you did before. Now, to be clear by what I mean, I'm not talking about how you look at the gym, as you definitely won't think you look worse after seeing every individual muscle fiber bulging out of your shoulders in the mirror. Rather, I'm talking about how you look normally, such as without a pump while walking around in a normal t-shirt. The unfortunate truth about being super lean is that you'll look fairly normal while your muscles are in a relaxed state, as you won't be able to see any striations and your muscles won't look very defined. Combine this with the fact that you're now an overall smaller size because you have extremely little body fat on you, and you may start to dislike how loose your shirts look on you. Additionally, in order to get as lean as possible, many individuals, especially bodybuilders, will focus on limiting their carbohydrate intake. The reason for this is that carbohydrates rapidly replenish your muscle glycogen stores, with glycogen holding onto a lot of water inside your muscles. Therefore, the more carbs you consume, the more water your muscles will hold on to. As a result, depleting your glycogen stores to get rid of extra water weight by limiting your carb intake can be a quick way to make you look much leaner than you did before. However, what most people forget is that this glycogen and water are stored within your muscles. This means that by depleting your glycogen stores, you're also decreasing the literal size of your muscles. This is exactly the reason why bodybuilders will carb load a few days before their shows, as replenishing their glycogen stores will cause their muscles to look much fuller on stage. Although it's not necessary to restrict your carb intake while shredding, the simple fact that you're eating less and less will result in you also eating less carbs over time. And if you cut a large amount of carbs out of your diet at once, this can cause a very sudden and significant loss of muscle size appearance, which is exaggerated even more when you're not working out. The third thing that no one tells you about getting shredded is that you're simply not gonna feel very great. I think most people can already agree that dieting in general is difficult, especially when faced with hunger cravings and limited energy. However, these side effects become even worse as your body fat percentage gets even lower and lower. The main reason for this is simply that in order to get this low in body fat, especially below 10%, you're gonna have to be eating a very small amount of food. In turn, this not only means that your calorie intake will be low, but your nutrient intake will be low as well. After all, less food equals fewer sources of vitamins and minerals. This calorie and nutrient deficiency can be absolutely devastating to your hormone production, which can have very negative effects on your muscle mass, strength, and overall energy levels. Worst of all, you won't just feel this way in the gym, but you'll also feel this way throughout the rest of your day, at work, or even at home. Fortunately, you can slightly remedy this problem by taking various supplements for vitamins and minerals that you know you're deficient in. However, no matter how many supplements you use, you're still not gonna feel your best because you're eating such a small amount of calories. On that note, this perfectly segues into the fourth and final thing that no one tells you about being shredded, which is that you aren't gonna be able to sustain it. As much as everyone would like to have an extremely defined physique year-round, it's simply unrealistic and unhealthy to maintain that shredded status. For starters, as I just touched on, your body is gonna be deficient in one or many different things that it needs. Well, this may be fine to sustain for a couple of months at a time. Consistently depriving yourself of the nutrients that literally allow your body to grow and repair itself is not healthy and can lead to many health complications down the line. Furthermore, as you should remember from the first negative I highlighted in this video, your body won't be in an anabolic state while your body fat is this low either. This means that sure, you may have a highly defined six-pack year-round, but you probably won't be gaining any muscle mass during this time, let alone much strength either. I don't know about you, but it would be pretty demotivating to think that every workout I do is just to maintain my physique and not improve it at all. With that said, it's very important to remember that there is a huge difference between being lean and being shredded. While being shredded and under 10% body fat year-round is extremely unsustainable and has far more negatives than it has positives, the same can't be said for being above 10%. In fact, most sports performance professionals agree that 12 to 15% body fat is the ideal range for a male athlete to be in to maximize performance. Of course, this will highly vary between individuals, as some athletes do incredibly well at single-digit body fat percentages. Regardless, it's important to realize that your body will almost always be healthier and happier at slightly higher body fat percentages than what is considered shredded. Better yet, 12% body fat is still lean enough to have a complete six-pack, all the while allowing your body to be in an anabolic state that maximizes your results from your time in the gym. Now, the point of this video isn't to discourage you from wanting to become shredded. In fact, I think the journey of getting there is an important experience that helps you learn more about your body. However, if you've never been super lean before, I'd recommend that you first start with the goal of getting down to the 12 to 15% body fat range before even considering single digits. For the most part, the vast majority of people will be more than satisfied with their physiques at this body fat range. And most who have gone lower than this will attest that they felt better in double-digit percentages than they did in single digits. With that said, if you would like help getting leaner and getting into the best shape of your life, then I would love to help you get there. There are some links to my programs and my coaching options in the description box below. So make sure you check those out before you go. Thank you for watching my video, and as always, get busy, get after it, and God bless.